Dear student, today I am talking about the dispersion in optical fiber. As we know that there are various kind of attenuation and loss which are present in the optical fiber, and from various kind of losses the attenuation is caused. Due to this dispersion, not only the attenuation is causes, but also there is a degradation in the quality of the signals. So in this lecture, I'm going to explain about the various kind of dispersion present in the optical fiber, and we have taken we will take multimode, graded index, step index fiber, and analyzing the various kind of the dispersion effects on in these fibers. So broadening, if we are thinking, when there is a optical pulse, they are sent into the optical fiber. With the passage of time, the shape of the pulse get broadened from the original signals. So due to that, sometime at the receiving end, we are not availing the same information as the original informations. So there may be some intermixing of information that is available at the receiver end. So at the receiver end, it is difficult to recognize the signal on the receiving end. There are basically two type of dispersion. One is intramodal dispersion, another is intermodal dispersion. Now, optical signal is become increasingly distorted as it travel across the fiber. The spreading of the light that has to be takes place, like there is a 1011 is propagate in the optical fiber with amplitude is given. Now what happened? There is a broadening is start. With broadening, what happened? The zero level that is come with this one. On this, we see that whenever both these one are broadened, they are cross each other, and it is difficult to distinguish these signals. Further, as they are propagated, what happen? This one is intermix at here, and there is a more intermixing of this one signal. Here it is difficult to recognize the zero signal. Here it is difficult to got individual information of the one. So this kind of problem is occur. So it is at the receiving end, it is difficult to uh, detect the signal. There is a inter-symbol interference that has to be occur. Basically, there is a temporal spreading of the pulse that has to be occur as the pulse are propagated in the fiber. It causes a wave to separate into a basically a separate spectral component with the different wavelength. It is also possible sometime, and that is depending upon the material as well as the other characteristics. So it causes a distortion for both digital and analog transmission along the optical fiber. From the figure we have analyzed that pulse are broadened and there is a overlap of nearby signal that has to be takes place at the receiver, and it is difficult to recognize. There is some condition for that there is a no overlap that has to be exist. Suppose B is the bit rate for this which is less than or equal to 1 upon the twice the time period. Bit rate must be a less than that of the reciprocal of the broadening pulse duration. Broadening pulse duration we have taken twice t, that is whatever may be the original, and the broadening that is directly linked with the bit rate. If broadening is too much, then there is a overlapping. So that is depending upon the bit rate. we can easily estimate the value of this dispersion and bit rate that will control the dispersion or link with each other. One parameter is this one. Another is that intermodal dispersion which are present. Another definition we can call it as pulse broadening is arises from intermodal distortion, uh, which is basically the difference between the travel time of highest order of mode to the travel time of the lowest order of mode. That is an intermodal dispersion. Whereas in the case of this channel, no overlap bit rate we can evaluate it is bit rate should be less than equal to 1 upon twice the t. Another more accurate estimation of maximum bit rate of optical channel with the dispersion is obtained by considering the Gaussian shape with the RMS width of the that is taken as sigma. From that analysis for existing a certain amount of signal overlap on the other in order to avoiding any kind of signal to noise ratio penalty that is occurred due to intersyllable interference. This B that should be maximum is equal to 0.2 divided by this sigma bt per seconds. So the spectral width that is divided of this will give you the maximum bit rate. Conversion of bit rate to bandwidth in hertz depend upon the digital coding format like non-return to 0. The binary 1 level is for whole duration which we have taken t and 2-bit period in the one wavelength. So this B is maximum is equal to twice of B that we can estimate it for this. Now whenever we see the pulse broadening in different kind of fiber, there are multi-mode step index fiber, multi-mode gradient index fiber, single mode step index fiber. All these are considered. From these fiber, we observed that in the case of multi-mode step index fiber having a highest dispersion, whereas by using gradient index fiber multi-mode dispersion is to be controlled, whereas in the case of single mode step fiber use this pulse broadening that can be controlled minimized with the greater bandwidth. So from that multi-mode fiber, we see that the diameter of this core is large, and whenever this input pulse is sent, it is propagated by various kind of mode, and broadening is more intersymbol interference is there. Whereas in the case of multi-mode gradient index fiber, in this there is a smoothing effect that has to be produced which can control this uh, spreading of pulse. Whereas in the case of this having a narrow diameter in single mode fiber, and in this only one mode of propagation is to be there, so broadening in this single mode step index fiber is quite low. So next the transmission in a multi-mode step index fiber is also limited to bandwidth of few tens to megahertz. The amount of pulse broadening is dependent upon the distance of the pulse travel within the fiber. For a given optical link, the bandwidth distance product in order to estimate unusable bandwidth is dedicated by the distance between regenerator emitter, the distance of the light pulse travel before it reconstitute, and it is measured as by considering the effect of this dispersive property of a particular fiber which is stated as pulse broadening in a time over per unit length, that is nanosecond per kilometer. So information carrying capacity we can easily estimate, that is in term of this bandwidth into the distance product. So this bandwidth distance product we can easily estimate, like if there is a 1 megahertz is the bandwidth and 5 kilometer is the distance, then this is come out to be a 5 mH per kilometer that has to be obtained. Chromatic dispersion. Chromatic dispersion occur in all type of fiber, even in the single mode fiber. The reason being is that optical source do not emit a single frequency. It emit a band of frequency. There will be a propagation delay difference by the various spectral component of the transmitted signal. So as the broadening of each transmitted mode is called the intramodal dispersion. So delay difference that has to be there because each information they are travel with different speed. So broadening of each transmitted mode, hence there is a dispersion that has to be occur. It is greatly depend upon the wavelength. Effect of signal is also increases with the increase in the spectral width of the source. The delay difference may caused by dispersive property, waveguide material dispersion, and also the waveguide dispersion. Now, first of all, there is a material dispersion. Material dispersion is arises from the variation of refractive index of the core with respect to the wavelength. Pulse broadening due to material result from the different group velocity of various spectral component which are launched into the optical fiber. It occurs when phase velocity of the plane wave propagate in dielectric medium which vary more linearly with the wavelength, and material is said to be except this material dispersion when d square n upon d lambda square is not equal to 0. So various spectral component launch into the fiber from the optical source, and each require a different velocity. Mathematically expression of group delay that we have to represent, that at the value of group delay tau g is equal to 1 upon the group velocity. Whenever we consider this group velocity is equal to d omega upon d beta. This omega is equal to basically a omega square mu epsilon is equal to k square, or we can also write omega is equal to kc, or k square is equal to omega square upon c square. Now the thing is that 1 upon group velocity we can write d beta upon d omega. Now omega is equal to which we have taken equal to a kc, or this expression is equal to 1 upon c d beta upon dk. Now the value of k is equal to the propagation constant at there, which is equal to a 2 pi upon lambda. Whenever we put in expression 1 upon c d beta upon this dk, k is equal to 2 pi upon lambda, that is equal to a minus lambda square upon 2 pi c d beta upon d lambda is formed. Once this is formed, as we know that beta is the propagation constant, and that propagation constant is equal to 2 pi lambda into n1. n1 is the function of wavelength. whenever we apply at here 2 pi n1 upon lambda or 2 pi n1 lambda minus 1 at here, we're taking its derivative, we got the value of that, and final after calculation of putting value of 2 pi and lambda minus 1 power in here, we obtain a value of 1 upon c and 1 lambda dn1 upon d lambda. This T is the group delay and 1 is the refractive index of the core. Now for pulse delay, we want to calculate the pulse delay due to this material dispersion of length L. For that we have to multiply this delay with the length L. So overall we got a pulse delay of L upon C n1 minus lambda dn1 upon d lambda. This value is obtained. Now next, for source with RMS spectral uh, with sigma lambda, mean wavelength mean wavelength lambda, RMS pulse broadening due to material dispersion sigma m, that we have to obtain as expression in Taylor series as sigma lambda and mean wavelength lambda, RMS pulse broadening due to material dispersion that is obtained from this Taylor series. This is sigma m, sigma lambda d Tm upon d lambda 1 and d lambda plus sigma lambda 2 d t d square Tm upon d lambda square in continuation way. Source is operating especially over a 0.8 to 0.9 micrometer. So for that we just consider only this part, sigma m is equal to sigma lambda dt m upon d lambda. Now the value of this Tm, we have to fill from here. The value of Tm is equal to this one. We have applied at here in order to solve. Whenever, so for that exclusively we take this value dTm upon d lambda. Whenever the value of this Tm is filled at here, the value LC that is taken. First dn1 is the derivative of d lambda, that is become dn1 upon d lambda minus this is become u into v. So first function derivative of second d square n1 upon d lambda square minus dn1 upon d lambda, and second function d lambda upon d lambda is cross out. Now the value of this and this are similar. We can consider to be cross this value in order to move further. Only this value is act as a for next consideration. So in next, only this value is to be considered minus L lambda upon C d square n lambda upon d lambda. Now this value we have to put in the expression of sigma m, where sigma lambda L upon C and component of lambda d square n upon d lambda square is obtained. So from here material dispersion for optical fiber we can code it in this part only. This part is to be considered, basically this part is whole part is considered as RMS pulse broadening due to material and material dispersion parameter m, that can also be quoted from here, which is equal to a the value which we have obtained at here, which is and divided by L. Whatever may be the value of dTm upon d lambda divided by L. So we just divide it by L. Whenever we put at L at here, L and L cancel, and this is also taken the modulus value. So lambda upon C, lambda d square n upon d lambda square, that is in picosecond per nanometer per kilometer, is obtained. Material dispersion is zero in longer wavelength region around 1.3 micrometer, and the value that is very for so material dispersion is zero in longer wavelength region. Beyond that 1.3 micrometer. Now from this figure, this is the material dispersion parameter in picosecond per nanometer per kilometer along the wavelength, and this material dispersion parameter for a pure silica, and it is observed that material dispersion is zero at 1.3 micrometer, and beyond this longer wavelength goes to negative. But if we have choose the value for lower sources which are available in previous time, then there is a lot of material dispersion is observed. So that's why we will move toward the range of wavelength, so that this material dispersion is as less as possible. Another is that if we use a single mode step index fiber, then same similar kind of scenario is observed in the single mode fiber. Whereas if we have to take the dispersion flattened fiber, then this is just like the curve is rounding like that instead of a linear curve in the single mode fiber. So dispersion variation we can easily material dispersion parameter is easily estimate, and from that we can estimate the overall transmission distance. So next is waveguide dispersion. Waveguide of the fiber may also produce a chromatic dispersion with the variation in the group velocity of the various wavelength for a particular mode due to various information they have to be from the sources. The information is basically scattered in the spectral of the source. So, considering the ray theory approach, it is equivalent to angle between the ray and the fiber axis vary with the wavelength, which is subsequently leads to a variation in the transmission time for a ray. Hence, there is also dispersion. For single mode whose propagation constant is beta, then fiber having also a waveguide dispersion. Now in here beta is the propagation constant, and instead of n we consider d square beta upon d lambda square not equal to 0. That is in the single mode. Multi-mode fiber where a majority of the mode are propagating far from the cutoff. Number of modes are to be there, and all almost free of waveguide dispersion, generally negligible as compared to if we are thinking about the material dispersion, that is around zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 nanosecond per kilometer. However, with the single mode fiber, where the effect of different dispersion mechanism are not easy to separate, waveguide dispersion may have a significant effect. Now, in this part, I have discussed about the chromatic intramodal dispersion, which is related to material and waveguide dispersion. There is a also multimode fiber intramodal dispersion is to be there, which we have discussed in another numerical problem based on the material dispersion is present here. A glass fiber zip material dispersion by lambda square d square and 1 upon d lambda square of 0.025. Determine the material dispersion parameter at a wavelength of 0.85 micrometer and estimate the RMS pulse broadening per kilometer for a good LED source with RMS spectral width of 20 nanometer at this wavelength. So material dispersion parameter is lambda upon C d square and 1 upon d lambda square is there, and we have 1 upon C lambda we have to divide and lambda has to multiply. In order to we have a value of this 0.205 is available. So this value we have taken. The value of C is we have already there as per standard 2.99 into 10 to the power 3 8 metaparsec, and after that 850 nanometer 0.85 micrometer is the um, parameter for this wavelength which we have applied, that is 850 into 10 to the power minus 3 and 10 to the power 8, that will cross out and emerge out 10 to the power 5. Whenever we solve, that is came out 9.81 picosecond per nanometer per kilometer. RMS pulse broadening which we have evaluated is equal to sigma m, this sigma lambda L C lambda d square and 1 upon d lambda square, or it is equal to sigma L into this m parameter is to be there. So we have sigma which is equal to a 20 nanometer for this, and the value of length, that is per kilometer, which we have taken. So 1 kilometer is taken. Then there is a 98.1 into 10 to the power minus 12, that has to be taken in order to represent in nanometer is basically there, which is 20 nanometer, yes. So calculation of this for 1 kilometer, 10 to the power 1 kilometer 1000 10 to the power 3 and 10 to the power minus, and that will emerge out 1.96 nanosecond per kilometer. Solution is okay. Now another, estimate the RMS pulse broadening per kilometer. In this previous example, when optical pulse source use is an injection laser with a relative spectral width of sigma lambda divided by lambda of 0.00112 at a wavelength of 0.85 micrometer. Now for this, the RMS pulse broadening pulse width may be obtained by relative spectral width, which is equal to a relative spectral width of sigma lambda upon lambda of this, and sigma lambda is equal to 0.0012 lambda. The value of lambda is equal to 0.85 micro, 10 to the power minus 6 micro, and we have obtained this RMS spectral width 1.02. Now we have to estimate the RMS pulse broadening in terms of material dispersion, which is equal to a sigma lambda into L into N. The value of sigma lambda is 1.02, L is which is 1 kilometer, and the value of M which we have taken 98.1 into 10 to the power minus 12, which is already there, and RMS pulse broadening per kilometer due to material dispersion we can calculate it. Here the nanometer unit is marked out and we have got nanosecond per kilometer. So in the next PPT, the dispersion in multimode optical fiber that has to be represented, in which we are going to represent its by taking both mode of propagation and mathematical analysis is also present method for this. Thank you very much.